Hey everybody, it's Brian from PhoneArena here, and we've got our hands on the brand new EVO 4G LTE. This is of course HTC's latest device. It is destined for Sprint and will be launching next Friday. As you can see, the design is plenty in line with other HTC and Android devices out there. This is a variant of the HTC One X, however it does not bear the One Series name. It does have a few modifications. One of the things people are going to be happiest to see is the return of the kickstand. So this is a very, very solid kickstand, by far the most solid one we've ever used. It can be used this way, and then if you want to flip it around and sit it on its side, that way it can be flipped that way too, and that way you have access to the micro SD charging port. On the front we find an absolutely gorgeous Super LCD 2 Gorilla Glass 2 HD 720p panel. This thing is just crisp and clear and probably the best display we've ever seen. The Super AMOLED HD displays are really nice, but they're a little oversaturated. This thing looks a lot more natural. The picture is just really crisp, really clear, and everything just looks amazing. Along the top here we've got a power button, headset jack, we've got a volume rocker, dedicated camera key, which is nice. We have an 8 megapixel backside illuminated camera, f2.0, so this is a monster camera as we saw on the HTC One X. We'll see if it parlays over here to the EVO 4G LTE. Of course, we will be giving this its full workup up and letting you know how it feels. It is running atop Android 4.03 with Sense 4.0, so the latest version of Sense. Almost the latest version of Ice Cream Sandwich, not a big difference there. Everything is super smooth so far. Of course, we haven't done too much with it yet. We'll have full benchmarks and how it compares to other devices, but it feels really great. One of the controversial features is the back with the glossy plastic top versus the matte anodized aluminum bottom. It's really a matter of preference. It doesn't bother us too much, although you can see that this matte or this glossy black is a fingerprint magnet. We will say it is a little bit sticky, however, which is nice, so it's definitely not slippery, and the bottom almost feels like it's a soft touch coating, but in fact it's anodized aluminum. One of the nice features of this plastic piece is that it comes off. So if you scratch your camera lens, pop on a new back and you're good to go. If you want to, I'm sure there will probably eventually be some replacement aftermarket back pieces, which means you might even be able to match this in the back. But for now, we're just going to take a look. We got the camera and the LED flash, of course, and then here is a micro SD slot. Phone doesn't come with any micro SD card, but it does come with 16 gigs internal. You can add 64 gigs this way, and then with Dropbox, you can put on another 25 gigs that they give you in free storage for 2 years. So potential of over 100 gigs, plenty for pretty much anybody out there. Even the 16 gig on board is going to be pretty substantial for most of the people out there when you factor in the cloud storage from things like Google Music, Google Drive, Dropbox, and all that stuff. Overall, we are really impressed with this phone so far. We're, of course, going to put it through its full paces, let you know how it goes, so make sure to stay tuned for our entire review that we'll have posted up soon. Thanks for stopping by, and check us out next week for the full review.